Hello, good afternoon. Here I am back, Satsang at Astrology with another full moon video this time. So this time in this video, I will speak about the upcoming Pisces full moon in about 2 days. I will explain everything about the chart and try to come up with a conclusion, a synthesis of the meaning of the full moon. But always remember that the phases of the moon are part of a cycle, like all the other planetary cycles. The moon starts the cycle at the new moon, and this month it was started in Virgo sign, right? And if you haven't looked at that video, I suggest you're going back and take a look at the new moon, because that will be the initial, the kickoff of the moon cycle this month. And like always during the Virgo season, we have the full moon in the opposite sign, right? So and if you like my reports, and if you're interested in my work, here you have the contact information. I am almost daily in social media, and I also give you the email address where you can send me your requests or orders for reading. So in addition to that, I will mention that I have a complete astrology course where you can learn everything about how to read a chart, all the elements, and how to make a synthesis. I go through the not only the basic elements, but I also teach you how to apply them in a reading. So I encourage you to contact me about that as well. You can buy the lessons separately, and you can have the first lesson for free if you order the complete course. Otherwise, I also provide once a month with a one-on-one interview or chat where we can discuss your questions about what you have been learning. So it's 2 classes a month, and plenty of information. So I encourage you to take a look at my information there, where you can find everything about my teaching, my readings, and you can always, as I said, email me with your questions. So thank you so much for tuning in to my channel, and I hope you're having a great moon cycle so far. It started in Virgo, as I said, with probably very practical goals or projects regarding practical issues. It could have been work, it could have been healthcare. Now we have the full moon in the opposite sign, conjunct Neptune, just about 7 degrees apart. So it is a weak conjunction, but functional as well, especially because Neptune is in his own home sign of Pisces. So it's like a double Pisces in this time. And for so many years, right, since I think 2010 or 11, when Neptune entered Pisces. So every year when we have the full moon, it is near or close by Neptune. Anyways, it is on the decan of Scorpio, meaning that this moon has also the influence of Pluto, and the scorpionic energy of transformation, and if you like, also death and rebirth. Something is expiring, and you need to renew it in that Pisces house of your natal zodiac. So and also Pisces is the end sign of the zodiac. So that means that there are probably some losses, right, that you will experience of some kind, and it's the ending of another bigger cycle. So something is ending, and the Egyptian term is ruled by Saturn, and here we have some aspects that involve Saturn as well. So you can trust that this transformation or losses are lasting, I would say, even though it may take some time. So it could be a gradual loss as well, or a gradual transformation as well, because Saturn works little by little every day, progressively. Saturn is very methodical and slow in the actions. So, but steady, and very, very strong and steady, and very solid in everything that Saturn touches, right? So you can count on this moon to be about something that gradually will be ending, or that you will be losing slowly. So and not only we have double Pisces because of the sign and Neptune there, but the Duad is also in Pisces. So they're triple Piscean energy. And the Piscean energy gives a lot of intuition. It stimulates the spirituality, your intuition, and also you can tap into the unconscious memories of your psyche. And some, because of the opposition, it's Mars involved as well, and because of other aspects, it could be those memories, psychological memories, could be disturbing at times. Of course, it depends on your chart. It depends on the house occupied by the full moon. In the aspects that the current transiting planets make to your natal or progressed planets. So not everyone, for example, not every Pisces will be affected in the same way. That's why because we are so unique, right? So there is also this energy of laziness and low grade energy, especially because it is opposing an out of the sign Mars, and Mars opposing Pisces full moon or Neptune, like we have experienced a few days or weeks before. It really lowers the level of energy and gives you this laziness and difficulty, moving and initiating things. And if it is exaggerated by the transits that you have personally, it could also give you the need or the desire to escape, to drink too much or have other escapist behaviors and things. So on the positive side, though, people may be inclined to participate in religious ceremonies. For example, Mars is the activity, and the moon and Neptune will be spiritual activities or religious ceremonies. Also, it could be favorable for retreats, for isolation, relaxing, sleeping in, you know, and being relaxed and cool at home, right? The moon is your home. So it could also be favorable for that, which who doesn't need some relaxation, right? So the moon has several important aspects to the outer planets, but I will start with the sun, which is in Virgo, at the last degree, almost the last degree of Virgo, which speaks as well as the moon at the last degree of Pisces, speaks about this urgency to finish something, to get rid of whatever we were doing, right? And as I said, with the new moon in Virgo, what we were doing was probably related to health and healthcare, and cleaning and disinfecting and organizing and dedicating time to practical activities like organizing your home or organizing things, including administrative things. Because at that time, if I remember well, I think Mercury was in Virgo as well. But now we have the sun in urgent need of getting the work finished, together with Mars, which give him the activity, the energy, the initiation. As I said, it's kind of debilitated because of the opposition to the moon in Pisces, but at the same time, there is this degree of work. Mars is in Libra, is dedicated to finding a common ground, you know, finding agreements and making contracts and building good relationships that are based on equal, you know, benefits and mutual benefits. So Mars, I think, is contributing with the initiative, with the energy to finish this work. And one of the things that may be finishing is, in fact, the fight on the COVID-19. I've observed a very strong dedication on the part of the governments in general to get people vaccinated. And I don't tell you, I don't want to tell you if you should or shouldn't. I mean, that's a personal decision. And I usually I am usually neutral in my interpretations, because planets are neutral, and so planets give you the energy and you use it as you please, right? So, but what I have been observing is that many people have take the initiative to work on this pandemic more assertively or more decisively, and it's probably because of this Mars that was transiting for a few weeks in Virgo. right? And now we may see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it may due to people doing something or not. With nature, we never know, right? The virus may just decide that it will mutate into something else that is not harmful. So we don't know the behavior of everything in nature. So it may be, as I said, it's ending its influence. I am not predicting that. I'm suggesting that that might be one of the interpretations of this full moon, especially because it is in the axis of Virgo Pisces, which are the signs of the illness and the healing, right? Pisces is the healing, and Virgo is the illness, the work that we do in order to get healing. And Pisces, of course, because it is the power of the spirit, is the power that gives us the ability to heal. So, the body can heal by itself. We are, with the treatments, we only are helping and making the healing more viable. But the body, in the end, the body heals itself. So this is the axis of Virgo and Pisces, as I said. So it is significant in the development of the pandemic. Let me get my notes here. So this sun is very proactive, as I said. It's at the end of the sun, it's with Mars. It may be still concerned with physical, well-being and practical matters. And the actions of Mars and Libra are supporting that. And it could also be invested in relationships, because the ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and the modern ruler is Chiron, and Mercury is in Libra. So what happens is that whatever the sun is doing there in Virgo, since the new moon, now Mercury is investing in relationships, in making deals with people, right? We have heard of people getting paid. The other day, I met a couple of men who told me that they were paid $100 for every dose of the vaccine. So I was surprised, but oh well, some people love it. I mean, it is your personal choice, right? But yeah, there are bribes there in order for people to get vaccinated, to get people vaccinated. So those are the kinds of deals that Mercury in Libra have been doing for a while. It will be at the end of the month, Mercury will be retrograde, reviewing all that, and we'll see what comes out of it. So, of course, as I said, whatever the sun is doing in Virgo, Mercury is making agreements and talking and giving information regarding deals, but as well as legal constraints. Remember that is Mercury is square Pluto, and also Mercury is perfectly trining Jupiter, which gives this legal weight to whatever Mercury is doing there in Libra, right? So I think there are ethical issues regarding communications and regarding relationships. So it is a very complicated chart. If you see Mercury here in perfect trine to Jupiter square Pluto, and in conjunction to the moon. So here there is an adjustment that need to be made with the moon, right? But the most important thing that I discovered, and I published it on my social media, is that if you calculate the midpoint between Mercury and Mars, it is exactly opposing the midpoint is opposed by Chiron. So this is very significant. It makes for concern about aggressive conversations and or assertive conversations, depending on who is involved, right? In the verbal attacks, in discord of discourse, discording discourse about those issues that may be affecting people. In the presence of Chiron, which is the modern ruler of Virgo, in Aries, I have talked extensively about Chiron in Aries, which is representing the vulnerability of humankind. Is Aries, the first sign, the impulse of life, and it is being threatened because of the pandemic, and not only the pandemic, but so many other things. And we see here that it is in sextile to Saturn, and it is Mars is applying. Mars, the ruler of Aries, is applying to the opposition with Chiron. I think that will be a very important moment where we may experience some kind of pain, some kind of suffering, or voices of violent aggression, soldiers wounded, or even dead soldiers. So keep an eye on Mars. When Mars gets there, about I think it will be opposing Chiron at 10 degrees. We will see what happens, but it's not a good, nice transit to have. Of course, it will only affect you if you have planets in the cardinal signs at 10 degrees. Otherwise, you may not be personally affected, but in the world's scenario, the world stage, we may hear about painful events. So let me see what else I have for you here. I talked about the full moon in Pisces. Now the full moon also sextile by 4 degrees Pluto, as you see here. And Pluto at the same time makes several interesting aspects. One is the quintile to Venus, as you see here, almost the exact quintile, which is very creative aspects, and is also square Mercury, and and in trine with the sun. So the position of Pluto is very powerful because it is at the same time aspecting the moon, but also the sun, Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, and Venus. So, yeah, there is a lot of aspects here. There is a complicated chart. I'm going to try my best, but this moon sextile Pluto gives the powerful transformations that may help us improve our emotional and spiritual life. So it as we have seen for decades now, Neptune and Pluto are in sextile. So we have experienced this kind of energy for decades already. And the moon is not doing but emphasize that sextile between Neptune and Pluto, which talks about the regeneration of religious matters, spiritual, religious, and religious and spiritual life of people in general, and also regeneration of the collective unconscious, which we have seen, as I said, for decades. Now, what happens is that with Pluto in sextile to the full moon, our intuition will be intensified. The psychological perceptions will be enhanced, but also the financial matters, the structural and institutional level are also giving us some emotional support. So in the United States, for example, there is a huge multi-millionary package of reconstruction, and it's talking about building bridges, creating a network of internet service to provide internet to places where they don't have it, so reliable, and so on and so forth. So the financial matters are very, very in the books and in the news as well. So, and there's this quintile with Venus, and Pluto rules Scorpio at the same time. So there is a kind of a double support there. So Venus sextile Pluto is really quintile Pluto, I mean, is an aspect of creativity in the financial aspects of life. So that can help us improve our finances and our financial awareness and management. So you may have very innovative ideas, creative ideas about how to invest your money, and in that kind of, or deal with the taxes, etc. So it also has this quintile has a spiritual values theme as well, so they will be transmuted. And at the same time, Mercury is squaring Pluto. So information, and not only that, but let me tell you that Eris, which is a planet here, let me see if I can add it, but so you can see it. Asteroids, this, okay, here you have Eris opposite Mercury and Haumea and squaring. So you see it's the square with Pluto and Eris is perfect, almost just 7 minutes away. So in the opposition with Mercury really talks about breaking contracts, and we have seen this submarine contracts that Australia had with France. That was broken, and Australia made an agreement, a contract with England and with the United States, and making the French furious and rebellious. And here we have Eris, the one that was left out of the banquet. So that could be, in this case, in this example, let's say, Eris will be France, right? And then this agreement, Mercury and Libra making, contracts, it is very motivated by the hunger of power, right? And domination and control. So, and it's also atomic submarines. So Pluto is really very involved in that. So you see this T square, Mercury, Pluto, Eris, it is explosive, it is transformational. It gives power struggles with information, with including mental power struggles, right? Financial problems, rebellion against for example, against the healthcare laws and regulations, the radical changes in your mentality, the way you think, but also Mercury is representative of healthcare in health in general, especially respiratory, digestive care, healthcare. So you see that there is a great and powerful transformation of those themes around the world, in fact. Now, the moon also semi-square Uranus here. It is almost exact by 1 degree. The semi-square is not marked there, but it is 46 degrees. And the semi-square is when you have to make a lot of efforts, and then the result is completely null. It's so it's a lot of effort coming to nothing. It gives emotional instability, right? It could be unpredictable events affecting family members, your moods, and the actions that are taken under this full moon may give no results, in fact, because of this semi-square. It could be, as I said, is also in the, let's see, the Egyptian term of Saturn. So it is a full moon that will come with work, with a lot of work, repetitive work, but a lot of effort and time. So immediately we will not get probably much results. And it is also this semi-square with Uranus can frustrate your project, can be realization, right? The full moon is that light in the middle of the night that you can breathe under, so it's a realization of something that is frustrated, that cannot be done or will not be done. And that can put you also at odds with your family members or friends or family, or it could be something regarding your house and your home, like, for example, a surprise illness of someone in your family that will imply separations. Uranus is well known by separating people, is involved in divorce in some transits, especially 7th house transits. And separations that have to do with the dwelling, the house, the home where you live. So as I said, for example, if someone comes down with COVID in your family, and then you will have to be separated or isolated in at least. As I said, sudden unexpected domestic issues could arrive. It could be related to water leaks in the home, or water damage in your house. Especially take care of not mixing water and electrical devices or appliances. That's obvious, but with this full moon, there could be problems if you don't pay attention, right? So be careful not to drop the phone in the toilet or the sink. And there could be some events, for example, some announcements about the real estate market or something that in the end gives no results. So, as I said, it could be false alarms as well about the themes related to Uranus and the moon in Pisces. So it could be, for example, that one of your friends disappeared for some time and you don't know where to find him or her. And then it happened to be that it was, I don't know, in the hospital, or it was in a retreat, or just decided to stay home for a couple of days and not speak to anybody. Right, so something like that. In the end, it doesn't give any results, new results. What else? Okay, we have Mars trine Saturn and the North Node. So any activity, as I said, has long-lasting scope and implications. Even though it may take some time, and as I said, repetition, right? Here you see two trines, Mars trine Saturn in the North Node, and Black Moon Lilith, and I will not talk about Black Moon Lilith. It's I don't want a long video, but there's a lot to say about it, especially regarding information, gossip and misinformation. Okay, so it could also talk about legal matters regulating social behaviors, or regarding social regulations in general, and as well as contracts. A lot of activity, Mars, making legal determinations or laws or contracts regarding the control of media, the control of internet. You probably have heard already that the governments are, let's say, questioning the big ones, the MAGA, is Google, Facebook, Apple, and Microsoft, etc. Questioning about the control and spying on personal and private lives. So there could be this Mars Saturn North Node could be related to legal matters concerning those themes. And I think I have talked about Mercury square Pluto. I will say a word about Mercury trine Jupiter. With this moon, you may feel very optimistic in your mind about improving your health, for example, or about your communications in relationships. Let's not forget that Libra is the sign of relationships and equal give and take, you know. So you may feel optimistic about those themes, especially in communication. And it could also favor long distance communication, trade, deals, learning about other cultures, learning about people who are foreign or foreigners from other countries, long distance travel, balance. And there is also a kind of balance, because this is a flow, very soft aspect, a trine between Mercury and Jupiter, can favor the balance between details and the minutiae of your left brain with the worldview, with the perspective, the higher perspective. So there is a harmony there that you can see both at the same time with really easily. So there's also ethics involved in the use of information. So you will be more aware of the ethical issues regarding what you say in social media, as well as legal, right? There could be control because Venus, the ruler of Libra, or the ruler of this Mercury here, is in Scorpio, and as well as squaring Saturn, which makes a very controlling Venus, right? So this Mercury can suffer from that Venus, this controlling energy, and that could take legal procedures, right, in order to control. So, and that could be expanded or increased by Jupiter. So legal matters about healthcare can have a wider scope, and especially using technology, as we have seen. I mean, I have friends in certain foreign countries who showed me on the phone how they have an application the government forces them to have in order to access the mall, the coffee shop, the library, wherever they go, the hospital, the supermarket, wherever they go, they need to show that they were vaccinated, that they had the 2 doses, etc., and they cannot move around freely and openly because they need to have that technology. So Jupiter in Aquarius talks about legal matters through technology, and as well as Mercury in Libra, right? Mercury is in Libra is also about rules. Libra rules lawyers and lawmakers as well. So as you see, there are as well, there is a complex chart, and I would like to make a summary of this. We are probably putting an end of the cycle of healthcare and healing. We are probably trying to finish some Virgo projects that we have started at the new moon, and we have a lot of other implications like unexpected events, healing events, painful events with Chiron, you know, and very transformational as well with the sextile to the full moon. So I hope that those scattered ideas can help you apply the energy of this full moon to your own chart. Just consider which house is the full moon falling on, and also the aspects that the full moon makes to your own native planets, because it may not affect you if your natal planets are not touched, or it may affect you strongly or weakly. So it depends. In general, this is a cardinal chart, very, very many changes arriving with this full moon. And it is mainly Earth, cardinal Earth. So the changes are related to practical and material stuff, even though the full moon is in Pisces, which is a water sign. But in general, as I said, the whole chart is cardinal Earth. So consider all those factors, and you make up your own conclusion as well. So I really appreciate your audience, and I hope you are